Greetings, people of Reaper. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening, my friends. Today, we're gonna start a giant from Bones 5. I have gotten a care package from my boy, Justin, the sexiest man in Texas. And we're gonna work on this dude. Hello, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I don't know who's left. I don't know who remained, who is asleep. But greetings, all of you guys and girls and alpacas. Dragon took flight, Archon. Don't worry about it. Hello, Hello, crows. It is a fun sculpt. I was sifting through the package I got, and I was like, huh. I audibly went, huh, looking at this mini, so we're gonna paint it. Why not? I already primed it with my trusty, super trusty Reaper Vex. I use colored primers. The reason why I use colored primers is because they don't give me a... Hello, Luna. Hello, Crowned. Hello, Moneta. Hello, everybody. Maybe one day, Archon. Not today, though. One day. One day it's likely it's gonna happen. Anyway. I like priming my puppets with color, if I can. Lately. I don't know. I'm switching up between black primers and colored primers. But anyway, I like colored primers because they already give me a base of color to work off of, which is gonna, in a way, tint all of the colors that I apply on top. So what I'm gonna do, first and foremost, is re-base coat the skin with a bit more of a yellowish ochre kind of color, which is gonna desaturate because it is being applied over a purple. So I'm gonna work up the skin using a fairly neutral ochre color scheme, and as I work it up, I'm gonna just look for the shapes of the mini, you know, the volumes as I call them, as they are called, which is the 3D shapes, you know, getting all the little muscles, all the fingers, all the little nooks and crannies highlighted and shaded with mostly light and shadow, without worrying too much about color. I will then, once I'm happy with the sketch, I will then start introducing colors in the sketch, by sketching those as well, and then finally I will be blending everything together, getting the skin finished. This sounds like a lot of work, and it is, but I have my method of painting, which is proven very good over time, that makes stuff like this fly by. So I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be finishing the skin tonight, but I'm gonna say that it's gonna look really good by the end of the stream. It is a fun puppet. It is. It is a fun puppet. I'm gonna have fun with this guy. How are you doing, my friends? Are you excited for Bone 6? I love boning. It's fun. I haven't shook this color enough though. So let me give it an Italian government kind of shake, you know? I'm imagining this pot is me, and I am the government, and I'm just looking for taxes. My wallet is not. Nice. Well, as long as you are. Okay. When you feel like the paint is breaking up, even though you haven't thinned it, shake it more, okay? With Reaper paints especially. Reaper paints have this tendency, if you don't use them for a little while, they still cover, they still do the job. It's not like they don't. You can see that I'm still getting a layer. But the paint could cover a bit better just by shaking it more, so why not do that? Look at the difference, see? The paint flows out of the brush and it actually leaves an even brush stroke now. Shaking paints properly is paramount to good painting. We take the shaking of the pot like, you know, oh, I'm gonna use this color, and you go like this with a weak, you know, I just woke up kinda. The guys in chat know what I'm talking about. You know, the very weak, I just woke up kind of shake. Not like that. It needs to be a kind of like, it needs to be more like a, it needs to be more like a, it needs to be more like a, I am 14 and I feel explorative today kind of shake. I'm so funny tonight. What's happening? Holy shit. This stream is gonna get cancelled. But yes, so give it a good shake, okay? Because it's important. Because if you fail to achieve the proper consistency of the paint by shaking it poorly, you don't work with a good paint, straight up. So you gotta bring the paint back to its original state by shaking it well. Comedy gold, yes. Yes. Jesus. Hello, Metal. Good day, good day. That is true, Metal. That is true. I mean, to be fair though, if your job is sitting in a basement 12 hours a day, painting plastic puppets, and you know, when are you gonna find a girlfriend? But like, also, when you do find a girl, what are you gonna tell her? That you paint puppets for a living? So, you know, it's complex. It's complex. It's complex. Hello, Duke. How you doing? Hello, Asgard. How you doing? So just a quick base coat. I do want the skin to be on the paler side, so I don't need the shadows that I'm sketching a shadow right now pretty much. I don't need this shadow to be particularly dark, so this color is a light color, but it's not too light, and it can work off of as a shadow because I'm gonna be desaturating into lighter and lighter colors as we go. Pretty much, Metal. Well, no. That to be fair though, like most professional painters make 6-7K a month. I use purple as a base coat to not have a black, so that the black wouldn't desaturate my layers as I apply them, and also to, in a way, tint. You know, just tint. I am not one of those painters, by the way, in case you were wondering. But you know, maybe one day. The mini is really cool, yes. I like this guy. Looks like me when I wake up in the morning and I go to the bathroom. That's pretty much the same pose I have. Also the facial expression. Also, when I say morning, I mean 3 PM. So, yes, I like this guy. Yes, Crow. Maybe you would if you would be less serious about painting and more serious about SMR. Guys don't do too well in SMR though. It's the usual, my usual Molotov primers. I airbrushed it with the great Reaper Vex. Best airbrush there is. Oh, I guess there's a base coating. Do we know anything about Bone 6? What is the... Like, have they announced any cool minis from it that you guys are looking forward to? For me, it's difficult to stay up to date with a lot of things because I'm either working or I'm sleeping, so... The Gnome Force. Really? That's cool. Cool dragons. Nice. I'm not the greatest fan of dragons, but I do understand people that do like them. What Reaper needs to do is a Ravenloft themed expansion. Hello, Gimli. Ravenloft is my favorite settings for D&D. I know, yeah, I have them. This guy that I'm painting, actually, as I was sifting through the minis that I've got, I thought, what if I could do like a cool diorama with this guy and a bunch of the other minis? Because there's a bunch of really cool undead models in the set, and also a bunch of really cool hero characters, PC kind of models. And I was like, why don't I do a little diorama of, you know, the characters attacking some evil lich kind of thing. Would be cool maybe to work it up with you guys as we go, you know? I don't know, I thought about it as an idea. That's cool. That is cool. Just looking for coverage right now. One thing I'll do is I'll add a bit of black to all of this. It's not gonna straight up modify the colors much, but it's gonna make them cover like a lot of time better. So I'm looking for coverage right now. I'm not looking for anything else. Yeah, I'm already starting to like it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you can see that the color is fully covering, but it is not the color that I had on my palette. It is not the real color that I loaded on the palette. That's because even though I'm getting coverage, the color is being modified by the purple underneath, desaturating it quite a bit, but in a more natural kind of way. So, yeah, this is a good color. I don't think I mean, if I did another layer, I would get full coverage and it would look exactly like the color in the pot. But I don't really need that. I think I can work with what I have here. Because this is just the beginning. Now comes my favorite part of a paint job. The part that I wish I could be paid to do and then forget about the rest of the mini. I mean, the rest of the painting. Because my favorite part is the sketching of lights. No, this is just a blue. This is just the beginning. I'm gonna go considerably lighter with the skin than this. This color that we have here is gonna be the shadow, basically. I've been commissioned for the first time by my brother-in-law for Harry Potter minis. Ah! That's gonna be cool, man. Nice. Nice. I like it when you watch me, quindi. Is that a glove? No, it's a piece of... Okay. No, don't worry. If you prime, then just don't do it from the window, okay? Just to avoid any possible Gandalf accident. I like the little Sir Fortes UI. Have you ever played Medieval? The old game on PS? Okay, let's sketch. It's time. Have you ever thought about giving painting classes? I've given a few. I did a 2-day masterclass last year in September, I think. Yes. I did a 2-day masterclass. One day was on skin tone, the other day was on non-metallic metal. So I already did that. I have done a few private lessons in real life, I mean, going to the student house and teaching them. And I teach one-on-one online through my Patreon. That said, I do want to, in the future, if possible, start doing some serious, you know, master classes again, with lots of people attending and stuff like this. And I would like to do it in the US as well. Hello, regular. I like sketching because I draw when I do it. I'm not actually painting. I paint when I blend or when I base coat. But when I highlight, I am drawing, and that makes it so fun for me. Because I'm not just attempting to put the paint in a place, I'm attempting to give it a shape as well, with the way I do the brush stroke. And it is super fun for me. continuing the sketch. Of course, my sketch is gonna basically completely, almost completely base coat the face again, because I don't need the shadows that I have at the bottom of the mini at the top here. I can play around with light, so my mid-tone here is gonna change based on where I find myself on the model. Hello. Hello, Joe. I've been shadowing with purple a bunch lately. Yeah, purple is a good color to have in shadow. If you want your shadow to appeal warm, yeah, it's a good color. Okay. Hello, XX. Color theory is kind of important. It's not exactly the... It's not the most important thing ever. In mini painting, at least. But it is important, yes. Color theory is a guideline, while there are other things that are more like rules. Okay, enjoy your sleep, man. See you Friday. The mini is big, so it takes a little while to sketch through the entirety of it. So even though it's a pretty quick way of painting, it still takes a while when the mini is so big. But this is just the first color that we're gonna sketch, because we will do more sketches on top of this as we go. It is not about a level of painting. It's about more of an understanding of... like, if you understand the rules, you can break them immediately. For example, you know, with Golden Demon happening, everybody's talking about it lately. The way of painting typical of Games Workshop does not follow the rules. But it breaks the rules in such a way that the result is pleasing. In the sense that the way of painting heavy metal style does not follow volume, does not follow the fundamentals of art. But it is pleasing to look at. And they are able to achieve that because they understand the rules and they know how to break them. But you can do that at any point. As long as you know the rule, you know how to break it in a way. Like, you have the ability to break it. If the result you're looking for needs the rule to be broken. And maybe you already do it and you don't know you do. Like, there are cases where, especially when painting non-metallics, you're like, oh man, an highlight here would look cool. Maybe that highlight there looks cool, but it's completely breaking the rules of volume. But if it looks cool. Okay, let's push the light even more. With a Reaper Learn to Paint kit. There's always someone that will say that's wrong unless you're a 40k follower. Then we're no longer talking about the rules and breaking them. We're talking about the hypocrisy of the world we live in. Well, the only way to be accomplished is to be accomplished. And the fact that success brings positive loops of feedback in your life where you basically cannot fail anymore. That is true. I hate that. Nothing I can say about it. I just hate it. And I can give you an example. If you go look at Kirill Kanaev, who is by far the best painter in the world when it comes to miniatures, and you look very closely at his non-metallic, you will notice he does not edge highlight all of the non-metallic. He omits a lot of the edge highlights in the non-metallic. But I also know that if I do it and I go to a painting competition, they will tell me, you haven't edge highlighted the non-metallic. I know that. How do you deal with it? I don't know. I don't know. It's just how it is, unfortunately. You can notice that the finer in the light I go, the finer my brushstroke becomes. So my base coat was very rough, the sketch on top of it was rough, the highlight on top of it was rough too. I am now starting to pick things up. Quindi you should probably stop answering, Moneta. He's trolling. Well, real art and real artists aren't like that, Joe. The problem is when there is a business behind it. Then yes, everything becomes polluted by money. What colors am I using? They look like shiny gold. This is the ochre uniform brown from Reaper with white added to it and then blue. So basically by adding white I'm revealing the yellow present in the ochre, and then by adding blue I'm making that yellow green. Looks shiny because there is a lot of contrast. Okay, I'm gonna focus on the front now, because if I keep working in the entire model at the same time, I'm never gonna be done with this. Not in a entertaining way, in the sense that I don't think you want to watch me sketch a skin tone for 2 hours. So let's start to get some progress on the mini by working a bit more on what we have. That sucks, Windley, Jesus Christ. Be careful. In a way, 0. So what I'm doing here, after sketching a lighter color, I can continue sketching, but I can sketch a bit of a darker color to blend. My way of painting basically makes me stay away for as long as I can from any consistency that isn't a base coat, because I hate layering and even more glazing. Not for any particular ideological reason, I just don't like doing those. They are slow and they make me feel like I'm wasting time. That doesn't mean you're wrong if you do it, mind you, it's just my style. I respect that. I really do. I just don't have the patience for it, but I do respect it. Like, I respect clean painting, and I respect even more the painters that do it. Because, you know, no way in hell I'm doing it. But at the same time, my shitty base coating gives me a pretty good blend. See? So, you know, to each their own. I can get a blend in 3 brush strokes, so I need... Why used 200, right? Less is more. And again, I want to reiterate, there are different schools of painting. And they are against one another only because the people tribalize them. It's like there are a multitude of martial art. Karate isn't better than Jiu-Jitsu. They are both a martial art, but they are different, and you can appreciate one or the other, or you can practice one and like the other. Okay? So if anything I say makes you feel like I'm attacking people who blend painting, you do not understand my speak. Because I have less of a shit to give about attacking other painters or their methods. I look at my own painting. So as I explain it, I explain how I paint. That doesn't mean I despise how other paint or stuff like that. I could not care less. And I think it's important that I say this because I know that I have a very straightforward way of saying things, and some people interpret it as aggression. I'm not being aggressive though. I don't hate puppies, no. Exactly, Quindly. I gotta use that time so I can repaint a face 50 times. This Skinton is starting to give me a bit of a Brom vibe to it. Hello, amore. Tal. Zero, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but the way you're saying it makes me imagine you have a very long beard and you live in some sort of South American country. You give me that modern shaman wizard kind of vibes. No offense, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, there are other ways of blending. Glazing is the most okay, so technical painting such as glazing and layering are the most effective way to paint when you have no idea about the theory of painting. Color A goes on color B very slowly, you get a transition. If you learn color theory and if you learn, you know, a bunch of tricks, you can force that softness in a multitude of ways without having to necessarily rely upon layering and glazing. That said, layering and glazing will be needed at some point if you want smoothness, but you can shorten the amount of minutes and hours needed, for example, through sketching like I'm doing here. Because I'm creating several layers of color that it would take forever to glaze, but I'm base coating them, and then I can glaze at the end to soften if I want to. Okay, I feel like this is a pretty good mid-tone. This light gray that I have here is a pretty good mid-tone. So it is very desaturated, but I don't care. I can add color in a moment. Let me just sketch a light. Join my Patreon button. Wait, how old are you? Is 0. Because I'm 30. Like, maybe I look 60, but I'm 30. Also, I will disagree with the older equals more experience. Wait, where am I? Sorry, what? 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 On my way to what? I am a bit in the zone. Hello, Robbie. No, the real question is, when are they subscribing to the stream? Do your parents have Amazon Prime? Crowned. Have you told them about my Twitch stream? Gotta eat, man. Man's gotta eat. That's fair. That's fair. This is a blue, but as I am applying it a bit more on the glazy side, it's interacting with the ochres and looking green. So if I get coverage, it is blue. If I lose coverage, it's green. But now I'm just looking kind of randomly around the mini for little areas where I feel like it would look good. Mostly shadows, of course. But the point of this color is not to be a base coat, so it's not gonna look like this for a long time. Hey. Enjoy, man. See, I'm reapplying the previous layer, the mid-tone shadow color on top of this blue. And this is creating some interesting colors as I do this. Because the way the color dries is a little bit random. Not 100% random, but it's like 30% random. And that makes the resulting color a bit more less of a flat color and more of a random transition thing. And that makes it feel like I painted this a lot more than I have. Hello, Estrogen. Thank you for the sub, dude. How you doing? So as I flash out the light... Hello, Rooster, how you doing? As I flash out the light, I have a better understanding of shadow. Because again, I am looking for contrast. I looked for it in light. Now I look for it in shadow. So the starting color I chose was a bit random. I could have chose whatever I wanted to start the skin off. All I needed was a pretense to start painting. But now it's starting to come to life in my mind more than it is on the model. I can understand what I want more. I am gaining confidence with the sculpt. As I go over and over and over the same shape, my brush understands it more. It feels it a bit more. And with that, I can start working a bit more in depth on it. Like all of a sudden, as I sketch around the mini, this light that felt alright when I placed it is no longer needed because of the blues that I added. And that's why I insist on staying in the sketching stage of the paint job as long as I can humanly can, because I avoid wasting time. Because the moment you start glazing and layering and stuff, you are committed to the paint job. Here, the way I'm painting, there is no commitment to it. I'm still looking. Man, whatever you guys are smoking, if I could have some of it, maybe. No, I'm joking, because I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Okay, gonna have a cigarette and then we're gonna start we're gonna start adding some of the more bloodied part of the model, because he has a lot of holes that I have not even painted yet, but are helpful to define the miniature. So I'm gonna have to do that. But so far, I'm liking it. So far, I'm liking it. You see how everything is still unexplained properly. Just have a lot of color on the mini, but nothing is truly fleshed out yet. I have already given my 50 cents on the virtual reality thing once, and a lot of people said I blew their minds. And I think we are a virtual reality. I also believe that the Buddhism philosophy, because Buddhism is not a religion, it's a philosophy, achieved the closest to getting to the virtual reality point of view by talking about the Godhead and how the Godhead imagines itself something else to entertain itself. And we are part of it. And I also believe that the whole soulmate idea, destined idea, is there, because you can meet the same player across multiple game playthroughs of life, you know? The player is the same. You're just a character in a video game, the same way Commander Shepard is in Mass Effect 2. One time you hook up with the Talia, the other time you hook up, it's the same thing. But regardless of everything, it feels real enough to be real. So it is. And the stakes, like I don't like taking the virtual reality route to justify nihilism, because lots of people do that, and I disagree with it. The stakes in our virtual reality, admitted that we are in one, are the same stakes that your character in Mass Effect feels. When you play as Commander Shepard is really trying to save the galaxy. He believes in it. You know? He is part of a video game, but he believes in it. And you, as part of your reality, you should believe in it as well. Because whether it's real or not, it doesn't matter. It's real enough to be of worth to you. Some people do speak like NPCs, I'll be honest with you. I have strong disagreement with modern philosophy, because basically what modern philosophy attempts to do constantly is justify nihilism, and I don't like that, because nihilism is a form of suicide, basically. Nihilistic point of views lead to nihilistic choices, which lead to a shitty life. So it's a form of suicide. The only way to live life is through stoic determination. And whether things... Oh, by the way, this is the puppet I finished painting today on my stream. If you guys are curious. If you guys are curious, I have my own Twitch stream where I paint miniatures. And this is the puppet we finished painting today. Pretty cool little rat guy. Hello. And I also have a Patreon where I paint and teach my mini painting in depth. This is the model that I will be posting the first guide for in a couple of days, actually. Hello. So yes, check both out if you want. If you want, of course. But yeah, I am a firm believer that the only way to go through life is through stoic determination. And every time... Yes, I did. And every time I have faltered in that determination, I felt some really dark pulls against my mind. So, yes. Thank you. Oh, wait till you see this one finished. This one will also be nice. I wanna sketch the reds and then I wanna paint the eye. Just to give it, you know, an eye. The good thing about this thing having only one eye is that I don't have to worry about them being aligned. It's okay, Zero, don't worry. No, the stoic principle is, you know, probably this is why I am an artist, because the stoic principle follows the same idea of beauty. It's a tendency to, or perfection, if you wanna think about beauty, if you wanna think about perfection. Perfection does not exist. You tend towards it, but you never reach it. It's like infinite. There is such a thing as infinite, but it's unreachable because as you approach it, it escapes you, right? You can count as much as you want, you will never reach infinite. But it is an idea. The same goes for perfection, the same goes for beauty, and the same goes for stoicism. They are ideals to live by. You're not expected to be stoic. You're expected to try to be stoic. And when in your mind there is the question, what am I supposed to do now? The answer you should give yourself, in my opinion, is, well, what would a stoic person, idealistically, try and do now? And I'm gonna attempt to do the best I can to achieve that idea that stoicism should be. And that's my idea of it. And I much prefer it to the opposite idea that is being currently done left and right in the world, which is when there's a problem, I go on Twitter and I complain about whatever the fuck I want to complain about, and then consider myself a victim of some sort of weird abuse, and then I look for people to tell me I'm a good person. And I forget the problem and I ignore it, and then when it explodes out of underneath my ass, I'm gonna again play the victim because I ignored it for all of this time while I was complaining about something else. So since I don't buy much into that idea of being alive because it seems like a waste of breath, I'd rather try to do something with the time I've been given, if possible. Not always easy though. Like, I have my moments of depression, don't get me wrong. And when I do have my moments of depression, it is very deep depression, so it's not I feel a bit blue today, is a lot worse than that. So, you know, but it's an attempt. It's an attempt. Again, I hope I can tend towards it. Okay. I just feel like painting the eye. Not a real reason to do it now, but I just feel like it. And since I'm gonna have to do it at some point, I need a black that covers and doesn't fly around the brush though. It's been good. It's been good. It's been good. I completed a mini already over my normal stream. I'm having fun with this one. Bit too much fun because I'm being a bit too quiet probably, but I just enjoy painting this guy. Yeah, overall it's been a good day. Take care, my dude. Have a fantastic day. Okay. It would be so much easier if I had a brush with a tip. Yeah, the eye is popping. Madre de mi vida. Good, let's give him cataracts now. Man, I'm good. Holy shit, I am actually very good at this. That's a good thing, I guess. You know? Because if I wasn't and I was streaming here, that would be a waste for everybody. Okay. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I can't zoom. I can't zoom in more than this. I can't zoom in more than this. But yeah, the Kickstarter is tomorrow. The Bone 6 Kickstarter, mister. Just eat ramen noodle, instant noodles for a while. It'll be fine. Just glazing some reds to, you know, make the model a bit more interesting color-wise, so it doesn't feel like a flat ochre, and also I can get a little bit more contrast happening here. He has a lot of small injuries left and right that I can work on. Okay, my friends. As I promised, though, the skin would have looked pretty good by the end of the stream. And considering we started this guy only an hour and 10 minutes ago, basically, I am pretty happy with how he's looking. And there's a lot of colors happening on here. Lots and lots of colors. So, I'm liking it. Also, I like the eye. So with this, I will part ways with you until next week. Unless you want to join me on my own stream, which will happen Friday. So, I wish you all a fantastic day. The links are in the top right of the screen and in chat right now. And you all take care, right? Enjoy the bone release tomorrow. Good luck. Bye-bye.